Life is a paradox. The more you seek validation, the more you feel empty. The more you embrace solitude, the more powerful you become. Some individuals have unlocked the secret to thriving in a world that doesn't understand them. These rare souls walk alone, not out of necessity, but by choice. They are Sigma females, enigmatic, self-sufficient, and psychologically untouchable. But what makes them different? What hidden psychological superpowers do they possess that set them apart from the rest? Let's uncover the 6 extraordinary mental abilities only Sigma females wield. Most people fear silence because it forces them to confront their thoughts. Sigma females, however, embrace it with an almost scientific precision. Their introspection isn't just surface level, it's quantum deep. While others skim the surface of their emotions, reacting impulsively to external events, a Sigma female plunges into the depths of her psyche, analyzing every experience with meticulous self-awareness. This unique ability allows her to understand herself in ways most people never achieve. She doesn't just ask, "Why do I feel this way?" She dissects her emotions, tracing them back to their origins and questioning their validity. She understands that every thought, belief, and reaction is a product of conditioning, experience, and internal dialogue. Instead of allowing the subconscious mind to dictate her actions, she rewires it, removing limiting beliefs and replacing them with empowering ones. Consider the way great thinkers like Virginia Woolf approached self-reflection. Woolf, an introspective genius, turned her solitude into a tool for self-exploration, capturing the nuances of the human experience in her writing. Like Woolf, the Sigma female recognizes that true wisdom comes from within, not from external validation. She doesn't rely on society to define her identity. She shapes it herself through constant self-examination and refinement. In a practical sense, this deep introspection grants her unparalleled emotional intelligence. She rarely overreacts because she understands the root of her emotions before they surface. She doesn't fall into destructive patterns because she recognizes them before they take hold. She also maintains an unshakable sense of self because she has explored and accepted every facet of her being, the light and the dark. This ability is particularly powerful in social and professional settings. While others might seek approval from peers, she operates from a place of intrinsic motivation. She knows what she wants, why she wants it, and how to get it without compromising her values. Her clarity of purpose makes her a formidable presence in any room, as she cannot be easily swayed or manipulated. Moreover, this quantum-level self-awareness allows her to reinvent herself as needed. If she identifies a weakness, she works on it. If she recognizes a toxic thought pattern, she dismantles it. This continuous cycle of self-discovery and self-improvement means that the Sigma female is never stagnant. She is always evolving, always refining, always growing stronger. In a world that often encourages distraction over deep thought, the Sigma female stands apart as a rare breed of individual, one who truly knows herself. And in knowing herself, she holds a power that few will ever comprehend. In a world that glorifies constant connection, the Sigma female thrives in the opposite, solitude. To the average person, being alone feels like isolation, a state to be avoided. But to the Sigma, solitude is not just a preference, it is a necessity, a sanctuary where she refines her mind and crafts her destiny. Unlike extroverts who derive energy from social interactions, she fuels her brilliance by withdrawing into her own world, where ideas flow freely without the constraints of external noise and distractions. The greatest minds in history have shared this trait. Think of Nikola Tesla, who spent years in deep solitude, envisioning revolutionary inventions that changed the world. Or Emily Dickinson, whose poetic genius flourished in the quiet isolation of her home. Like them, the Sigma female understands that solitude is the ultimate breeding ground for creativity. Without the burden of external validation, she explores unconventional ideas, engages in deep thought, and cultivates originality that sets her apart from the crowd. This creative resilience manifests in multiple ways. In the professional world, a Sigma female is often an independent problem solver, unafraid to tackle complex issues on her own. She does not need constant brainstorming sessions or approval from a team. Instead, she trusts her ability to find solutions through introspection and critical thinking. This makes her an invaluable asset in any field that requires innovation, strategy, or artistic ingenuity. While others rely on groupthink, she carves her own path, free from societal pressure and conventional wisdom. Moreover, her time alone isn't just about productivity, it's about personal growth. While the world rushes from one distraction to another, she uses solitude to develop emotional resilience. In the silence, she confronts her thoughts, processes her experiences, and strengthens her inner foundation. This introspection fortifies her against external negativity because she doesn't seek validation from others. She already knows her worth. Even in relationships, whether personal or professional, the Sigma female maintains her independence. She never loses herself in the expectations of others because she has mastered the art of being alone. This self-sufficiency makes her highly selective about the company she keeps. She surrounds herself only with those who respect her space and bring value to her life. Unlike those who stay in relationships out of fear of loneliness, she walks away from toxicity with ease, knowing her solitude is far more enriching than a superficial connection. In a world addicted to noise, the Sigma female's ability to harness solitude is her superpower. It fuels her creativity, strengthens her resilience, and fortifies her sense of self. While others fear being alone, she thrives in it, because she knows that true brilliance is often born in the quiet moments of solitude. Pain is an inevitable part of life. For most people, it becomes a burden, something to escape, suppress, or dwell upon. But for the Sigma female, pain is not an anchor, it is fuel. She possesses the rare ability to transmute negative emotions into strength, growth, and wisdom. This process of emotional alchemy sets her apart, allowing her to transform adversity into inner power rather than letting it break her. Unlike those who are controlled by their emotions, the Sigma female understands that emotions are simply energy in motion. She does not ignore them, nor does she allow them to dictate her actions impulsively. Instead, she acknowledges her feelings, analyzes them, and channels them into something productive. Just as a blacksmith uses fire to forge steel, she uses hardship to forge resilience. Consider figures like Frida Kahlo, who endured immense physical and emotional suffering, yet turned her pain into powerful works of art. Or Maya Angelou, who transformed a traumatic past into poetry that moved the world. The Sigma female follows this same path. She doesn't wallow in victimhood. She extracts meaning from her experiences and emerges stronger. Every heartbreak, every rejection, every betrayal becomes another lesson, another layer of armor. In the workplace, this ability makes her an unstoppable force. While others become discouraged by setbacks, she sees obstacles as opportunities to evolve. If she faces criticism, she uses it to refine her skills. If she encounters failure, she studies it and finds a new approach. This mindset ensures that she never stagnates, no matter how many times life challenges her. In relationships, this emotional transmutation makes her incredibly resilient. She does not chase toxic people, nor does she allow heartbreak to define her. When a relationship ends, she does not drown in sorrow. She uses the experience to deepen her understanding of herself. She takes lessons from past interactions, refines her emotional intelligence, and moves forward with greater wisdom and self-assurance. This inner alchemy also grants her an unshakable sense of self. While others seek external validation to heal their wounds, she knows that true healing comes from within. She turns pain into art, struggle into strength, and disappointment into determination. This power makes her magnetic. People admire her ability to remain composed in chaos, to rise after every fall, to keep moving forward no matter what. The Sigma female's mastery of emotional transmutation is what makes her indestructible. She does not fear adversity because she knows she can reshape it into something greater, and in doing so, she proves that the strongest people are not those who have never suffered, but those who have learned to turn suffering into power. In a world where everyone fights to be the loudest voice in the room, the Sigma female influences without making a sound. She does not rely on grand speeches, exaggerated gestures, or aggressive persuasion to make her presence known. Instead, she operates through silent persuasion, a form of influence so subtle yet so powerful that people feel drawn to her without even realizing why. Her strength lies in her quiet confidence, her ability to lead by example, and her mastery of the unspoken language of presence. Unlike extroverted leaders who demand attention through charisma and energy, the Sigma female commands respect through sheer authenticity. She knows that people are more influenced by what they observe than by what they are told. Just like Audrey Hepburn, whose quiet grace captivated the world, or Steve Jobs, who mesmerized audiences with a few carefully chosen words, the Sigma female understands that true persuasion lies not in noise, but in the weight of one's presence. One of the most remarkable aspects of her influence is her ability to make others reflect on themselves. When she enters a room, her aura of mystery makes people curious. She doesn't overshare, she doesn't seek approval, and yet people want to know her thoughts. This silent intrigue forces others to pay closer attention to her actions, her decisions, and her energy. Without saying a word, she sets the tone of any environment she steps into, making people adjust their behavior around her. This unspoken influence is especially powerful in social and professional settings. While others try to dominate conversations, the Sigma female listens. She observes every detail, body language, tone shifts, micro-expressions, and uses this awareness to navigate situations with precision. When she finally speaks, she does so with intention, choosing her words carefully so that they land with impact. Because she rarely seeks validation, her opinions carry more weight. People listen because they know she only speaks when necessary. Her ability to influence extends beyond words. It's in how she carries herself. She understands the psychology of self-assuredness, maintaining strong eye contact, using strategic silence, and keeping a composed demeanor. When others act emotionally, she remains unshaken, making her the calm anchor in any storm. This emotional steadiness naturally draws people toward her, seeking her guidance without her ever having to offer it. Moreover, her silent persuasion makes her immune to manipulation. Because she is so aware of human behavior, she can see through deceit and social games. She never chases people, yet they find themselves gravitating toward her. She never demands respect, yet it is given freely. In a world obsessed with being seen and heard, the Sigma female's ability to influence without force is a rare and extraordinary power. She doesn't need to shout to be heard. Her silence speaks louder than words. The world is in a constant state of change. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. While many people resist change, clinging to old ways of thinking, the Sigma female thrives in uncertainty. Her cognitive fluidity, the ability to think independently, adapt rapidly, and reshape her perspective, gives her an edge in every aspect of life. Unlike rigid minds that struggle when confronted with new challenges, she flows like water, adjusting seamlessly to whatever comes her way. This agility in thought stems from her independence. Because she does not rely on societal approval, she is not constrained by conventional wisdom. She questions everything: tradition, authority, expectations, choosing her own path based on reason and intuition rather than blind conformity. When the world tells her, "This is how it has always been done," she responds, "But is this the best way?" This fearless questioning allows her to break free from outdated beliefs and evolve continuously. Consider individuals like Leonardo da Vinci, who embodied cognitive flexibility by excelling in multiple disciplines: science, art, engineering, and philosophy. Or Bruce Lee, who rejected rigid martial arts forms and created his own adaptive fighting style, famously saying, "Be like water." The Sigma female shares this mindset. She does not box herself into one way of thinking or limit herself to a single identity. She is constantly learning, expanding, and reinventing herself. This adaptability makes her invaluable in the professional world. While others struggle with change, resisting new technologies, clinging to obsolete skills, the Sigma female embraces innovation. If a new approach is needed, she learns it. If an industry shifts, she pivots. Because she does not attach her identity to a single role or label, she can thrive in multiple environments, always staying ahead of the curve. In relationships, cognitive fluidity allows her to navigate complex social dynamics with ease. She reads people well, understands different perspectives, and knows when to stand firm and when to compromise. Unlike those who react impulsively, she takes a step back, analyzes situations objectively, and responds with calculated precision. This emotional intelligence prevents her from getting stuck in toxic cycles. She adapts, moves forward, and never repeats the same mistake twice. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of her cognitive fluidity is her ability to remain unshaken in times of crisis. While others panic or freeze, she adapts on the fly, thinking several steps ahead. She does not fear the unknown because she trusts her ability to adjust, learn, and overcome. The Sigma female's mind is not a rigid structure. It is a dynamic force, constantly evolving, always prepared for whatever life throws her way. And in a world that never stops changing, this ability is her ultimate superpower. In a world where personal boundaries are often disregarded, the Sigma female stands as an unshakable force. She possesses a fortress-like psychological sovereignty, an unwavering sense of self that shields her from manipulation, emotional drains, and societal pressures. While others struggle with saying no, fear rejection, or feel obligated to meet endless expectations, she has mastered the art of boundaries, making her one of the most mentally and emotionally fortified individuals. Her boundaries are not walls built out of fear, but strong, intentional lines drawn out of self-respect. She knows that every time she allows someone to overstep her limits, she chips away at her own peace. This is why she guards her time, energy, and emotional well-being with the precision of a strategist. Unlike people-pleasers who spread themselves thin for validation, she prioritizes her own needs, understanding that self-sacrifice at the expense of inner peace is a losing game. This ability is particularly evident in her social interactions. The Sigma female does not tolerate toxic relationships, whether in friendships, romance, or the workplace. If someone tries to guilt-trip her, control her, or manipulate her, she sees through it immediately and removes herself from the situation. She is not afraid of being alone because she values quality over quantity when it comes to connections. Unlike those who endure unhealthy relationships just to avoid solitude, she chooses solitude over disrespect, making her immune to emotional dependency. Even in professional settings, her boundaries command respect. While others may be overworked due to fear of disappointing their bosses or colleagues, she knows her worth and refuses to be exploited. She's not afraid to advocate for herself, to negotiate better terms, or to set clear limits on what she is willing to accept. This self-assuredness makes her an outlier in a world where many struggle with asserting themselves. Her psychological sovereignty also protects her from the chaos of external opinions. Society constantly pushes narratives: what success should look like, how a woman should behave, what milestones one should achieve by a certain age. But the Sigma female does not allow external voices to dictate her path. She follows her own timeline, pursues goals that align with her values, and remains indifferent to trends, fads, or peer pressure. Her sense of self is so deeply rooted that she is unbothered by judgment, gossip, or criticism. At its core, her unbreakable boundaries ensure that she lives life on her own terms. She is not controlled by fear, guilt, or the expectations of others. And because she has mastered this level of self-protection, she moves through life with a quiet but undeniable power, untouchable, unshaken, and truly free. The Sigma female is more than a personality type. She is a force of nature. Through quantum introspection, she uncovers her deepest truths. Through solitude, she cultivates brilliance. With silent persuasion, she influences without force. By transmuting emotions, she turns pain into power. With cognitive fluidity, she adapts effortlessly, and by guarding her psychological sovereignty, she remains unbreakable. If you resonate with the Sigma mindset, embrace these superpowers and sharpen them daily. The world may not always understand you, but that's the beauty of being a Sigma. You don't need it to. If this video spoke to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on the Sigma female mindset and personal growth. Until next time, keep thriving in your own power.